Hello and welcome to the 7 Mistakes Startups Need to Avoid. I'm Ingrid Thompson and I'm the creator of So You Want to Start a Business, an online training program specifically designed for people who are thinking about starting a business. In today's video, we look at the 7 mistakes. Are there just 7? It's actually more than that, but I've chosen 7 to talk about today because for the past 10 years I've been working with people at startup or in business and I see the similar mistakes over and over. And the reason I do what I do is to help people not make the mistakes. I'm all about saving you time, money, and overwhelm as you create your own business. Can I preempt everything that's going to happen? No way. But can I share some of the most common mistakes with you right now? You bet. So buckle up, we're on our way. So a quick refresher about where we're up to. It truly has never been a better time to create your own business and a life you love. The barriers to entry have reduced. Cost, access to the world through the web, online podcasts, all types of social media. People can build businesses in a weekend, and I've seen people do that. The son of a friend of mine is 10 years old, and he's learning coding. He built a website with just a couple of pages, and in a weekend he had 16,000 hits. And he's 10 years old, and he's learning how to code. We know you want to start your own business so that you can have flexibility, so that you can call the shots. You want to set your own deadlines. You want to create your own environment and pursue your passion. And you want to reap the rewards for all of your efforts. Why you? You're an expert in your field. You have great ideas that you want to bring into action in your time, not when someone else thinks that they can come to action. You want to make a difference in your community, for yourself and for your family. And you know, I hear a lot of people saying that they actually want to improve their industry or their profession. They want to set a new benchmark for what it means to be your type of professional. So who am I? Who is Ingrid Thompson? I have started 3 successful businesses. One was a manufacturing and retail business, and then a professional services business, and now I have a training business. I've worked with hundreds of people in the past 10 years to create thriving businesses for themselves. I have actually saved a number of businesses from bankruptcy. And right now I've decided to work with women who are thinking about starting a business before they even get started. If we can set really strong foundations, then we have a better chance of creating success. So in today's video, why are we looking at mistakes? Learning from mistakes is just as important as learning the right ways to do things. You can save a lot of time and a lot of money by getting it right from the start. Have you got your pen and paper ready? You're going to get some great ideas through this video, so you'll want to be jotting those down. So it's time to get ready to pay attention. 4 steps to paying attention. So a good way to make the most out of this video is to watch and listen. And in fact, just to listen, so I know some of you are probably just listening without the slides, without the visuals. And so an even better way is to listen and then find ways to take action. Even better is to listen, find ways to take action, and then find yourself an accountability buddy. Maybe listen to it with somebody else that you're thinking about starting a business with, or who has similar ideas about starting their own business. And even the absolute best way to make the most out of this is to actually find someone to teach you and to guide you. So straight into mistake number 1. Spending way too much time on the fun stuff. Oh, what's the business name and what brand and what did my logo look like and what colours and what design will my logo have and what should my business cards look like? You know, I had a client who came to me, she was a lawyer and she wanted to create a yoga school, and she was really concerned about what colour her yoga mats should be and what sort of photos and pictures should she have on the walls. You know what? I thought it was really more important for her to think about who was going to actually come to her classes, what time were those classes going to be, how many times a week would those people be coming, much more important than what colour the yoga mats are going to be. So spending way too much time on the fun stuff is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is not claiming a niche. Now, what do I mean by that? You either love black jelly beans or you don't. And if you love black jelly beans, chances are you would be prepared to pay more for a packet that just has black jelly beans in it. For me, I would happily pay more money for a packet of black jelly beans because I do love them. I love that aniseed taste. So what niching is looking at what can you actually create that would be a niche product. So if I think back to my lawyer, so she's going to have a yoga school and a yoga school for everyone. Well, maybe it is a more niche to say I'm going to be yoga for people who play golf, and I'm going to specialize in showing people the exercises that they need for playing golf. And so then maybe you would even niche and say, I'm going to be a yoga instructor for women who play golf. And so your niche becomes yoga for women who play golf. Does that mean that no one else can ever come to your yoga classes? No, but if somebody wants to know how to play golf really well and they know that doing yoga of a particular style would help them, then that person is going to be able to charge a premium for their yoga. Anyway, there you go. So that's just an idea. But we've got a couple others there. An accountant who specialises in the music industry. Yoga for surfers. A wine bar that only serves sherry. And the whiskey only bar. So you get the idea. Mistake number 3, not fully understanding the problem they are solving for their customer or client. And you know, this is one of the most important mistakes to fix. And maybe these mistakes actually aren't in any particular order. They're just 7 of the mistakes that I see most often. It's really critical to understand the pain points or the main problem that you fix for your client or customer. Ultimately, every single thing that we buy is actually being bought to solve a problem. And so when your customers are buying your product, it's really important for you to understand what is the problem that you're solving, and therefore what value do they place on your ability to solve their problem. When you're really clear about what value your customers place on your ability to solve their problem, price stops being anything that they need to consider. Price goes out the window when you are creating a huge amount of value for your customers by solving their problem. So by being really clear about what your problem that you're solving is, then that makes your business even more viable. And I over and over, when I talk to people about what is the problem they're solving, they actually don't have a clear grasp of what their customer's problem is. So mistake number 4, thinking they need to come up with something that's completely unique or completely new and exciting. Scares me half to death when someone comes and says they've found something completely new. What you really want to do is find something that other people are doing and do it differently. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Where I live is about a 10-minute walk between where my house is and the local train station. And in that strip that takes me about 10 minutes to walk, there are 11 hairdressers. And just the other day, I see another shop that has been empty for a while being renovated with a new hairdresser coming soon. So that will make 12 hairdressers. So rather than looking for something completely unique, they're doing something that's similar to what else is going on around them, hairdressers, but each of them actually does something a little bit different. They're not all the same type of hairdresser. And I've got another example there with paleo. So if you were somebody who's looking to be on the diet of paleo or to eat the paleo way, most people end up buying a few of the books. They log on to different websites, they sign up for different programs, they try out different menus, and so rather than it being a problem to be part of what somebody else is doing, by actually differentiating yourself in some way, that becomes beneficial. So it's really not important to come up with something completely new or exciting. Now, mistake number 5, ignoring the foundations, the compliance. It's really important to understand the difference between running a business and having a hobby. And for a lot of people, they kind of accidentally go from having a hobby into running a business. But at that point, it's really important to get the legals right, to get the structure right, to protect yourself with trademarks, to get your insurances, to pay the right tax, to know that you're recording your information properly, and so that you are actually being compliant with what it takes to be a business. And which takes me to mistake number 6, is a big mistake that people make, is they don't get involved with the numbers. One of the key reasons for creating and running a business is to actually create money, to make profit. And if the business isn't tracking the numbers, how on earth can you know if you're making any money? And so often people come and they say to me, oh, they don't understand the numbers and they don't want to. So even if you don't do the data entry yourself and you don't create the spreadsheets or you use the software packages that are about accounting, at least get a grip on understanding what the numbers actually mean. What is the basic cost that your products cost you to make? How much profit do you make on every single item? How much money do you need to make to actually survive? How much money do you want the business to pay you? And in fact, in our third video, we talk all about cash. It's all about the cash you need to get started and all about the cash that's going to come in on an ongoing basis. So mistake number 7 is the bright, shiny object syndrome. And you know, this happens to so many people who start out their own business because it's so exciting to be on your own, to be doing what you want to do, and it's so easy to be distracted by the next bright, shiny object, the next great idea, the next thing. And so often people actually don't stay at what they're doing for long enough to really, really give it a go. And so they go, oh, that doesn't seem to be working, let me try this, or I'll try this. Or they go to a seminar and somebody can sell them something because they don't have a plan. So by not having a really good plan, and in fact that's another mistake, but I'm kind of just tidying it in here with mistake number 7, it's really easy to be distracted by bright shiny objects if you don't have a goal and you don't have a plan. So I've got a bonus mistake because when I was putting this together, I thought there's actually so many different things, but you know, one of the other things that's really important is not to be doing everything themselves. For you not to do everything yourself, to really realize what is it that you are actually really and truly good at, and how can you find people to do the things that you're not. And I know that a lot of people say, how can I pay anybody to do anything when I'm only just getting started and I don't have very much money? The reality is, if you work out how much potentially you could be making by using your time to do what you do really well, over time, it's a much more effective than you doing the things that you aren't good at, and that somebody else is actually much better at, and that they can be doing it. So there we go, 7 mistakes, or 8 actually. So what can you do to avoid the 7 mistakes? Is you develop a plan. You use the plan to create a step-by-step process to follow, and you understand the phases of preparing to create your thriving business, because running your own business is truly one of the most exciting and challenging adventures that you will ever embark on. So you need to take care of yourself as you set the tone and the culture of your growing business, and you need to protect yourself to ensure that your business will survive the ups and downs of being in business. You know, running a business can really be fun, and with a little bit of planning and with the right processes, you can make things run smoothly. So it's really important to take the time to set it up in the right way so that you can get back to doing what you love. I'm cheering for you because I know, I can hear the excitement that you have to create your own thriving business. Now, I've recognized that there's actually 3 key phases in creating your business, and this is what will help you with the plan. How do you create that plan? The first part of the plan is you. Who are you to create a thriving business? Your mindset, your personal finances, your health, your relationships, who are you to create a thriving business? Then, what is your product and service? What is your product or service, and what problem does that solve? And I talked earlier about that being one of the mistakes, not being really and truly clear about what problem you solve and what absolute value you add to your customer. And then the third phase is, who is your customer? Being really clear and having a detailed customer avatar and a really clear idea about who is the person who's going to buy your product and service. And the other part is of our program, we actually have our So You Want to Start a Business program, and we include a checklist of the 77 nitty-gritty things that you need to get done, including a lot of the compliance and things that you just need to run through that list of 77 nitty-gritties and see how you're going. So just in wrapping it up, I know that you want to create a different life for yourself, and you can create that different life through creating a thriving business. You just need a plan and someone to guide you, someone who's done it before and can help you not to make the mistakes so that you save time and money and effort. So let me just run through the 7 mistakes. Spending way too much time on the fun stuff and not concentrating on really building a business. Failing to understand the importance of creating a niche and just trying to be all things to everyone. Not fully understanding the problem they're solving for their customer and client. So therefore, not being able to really have a clear message about what their value is that they offer. Thinking they need to come up with something completely new and exciting and rather than doing something that's really proven and doing it with a slightly different way. Ignoring the foundations, including compliance, and just really not getting a good plan in place and a really good strategy for their business success. Not getting involved with the numbers and not wanting to, and ignoring that, and not really having an idea of being able to create real profit and real income because they don't understand the numbers. And the bright shiny object syndrome, that not staying at something for long enough and going, oh, what's this over here? So a bonus eighth mistake, sort of doing everything themselves. This need for people to do everything themselves rather than finding experts to do the things that they're not good at. So do any of these mistakes sound like things that you might need to watch out for? If so, please leave your comment below. I'd really love it if you were able to like and share this, and watch out for the next video in your inbox where we talk about the 5 myths. And myths are quite different to mistakes. Myths are something that hold you back before you even get started. Mistakes are things that we make along the way. So, and then after that, the third video is about cash and where the cash is going to come from. So thanks for staying with us today, and look forward to seeing you at the next video.